Good evening, everyone. I just got word that there was a massive 7.9 earthquake over here in Alaska, and there's like one after the other today, but there was a huge, massive 7.9 with several aftershocks over here in Sand Point, Alaska. And there's a tsunami warning attached to it, with several dozens of aftershocks following the massive 7.9. And if we go over here to our list, we can see that this happened about 45 minutes ago. And there was an aftershock of 5.9, followed by 5.0, 5.5, 4.1, 3.6, 5.2, 5.7, and they keep coming in. 5.8. So it's just like Westmoreland, California, and I'm going to link that video below. There is a huge earthquake swarm, I'm going to say, going on over here in Alaska. Today it was kind of quiet in the earthquake region. Alaska only had like a 2.7 in False Pass. Let's close this out. And that was kind of far away. But then today there was a 7.9. I know they downgraded it to a 7.5 with a tsunami warning. There's currently no reports of damage right now as we speak. Other people are feeling the shaking in other areas, and there was a earthquake in Yellowstone following this earthquake in Alaska. There was a huge 2.9 earthquake at Yellowstone. There have been several earthquakes go off in California, and they keep updating it by the second here on usgs.gov. I'm going to link this website below. If we go down here, there's several earthquakes in California that have happened like within the past hour, following this earthquake in Alaska we had about 45 minutes ago. There's a 5.9 that just came in. They're telling everyone in these little islands over here in Alaska to run to higher ground for fear of a tsunami. No one has reported a tsunami yet, but just in case. And this earthquake was really pretty strong today. And like I said, it just happened about 45 minutes ago. If you're in this region of Alaska, the Smirnoff Island, or any of these islands surrounding it, please leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on up there. I'd love to hear from you. Another thing I want to point out as these earthquakes come in, the USGS and the seismographs are pointing out that it was several earthquakes, but they're saying it was only one, even though it's popping up that it was several earthquakes, 7.5, 7.4, 7.4. Looks like it was 3 in a row, but they're claiming it was only one earthquake that hit off of Sandpoint, Alaska. If you're in that area, let me know what's going on. These earthquakes were 40 kilometers deep. The other two were 41 kilometers deep. So whenever it struck, it didn't know how to read it. And it struck as a 7.9, but they downgraded it to a 7.5. This earthquake has also triggered a 3.2 in Sandy Valley, Nevada, as well as numerous earthquakes surrounding Westmoreland, California, and I'm going to drop that swarm. I'm going to link that video below. I covered the swarm in Westmoreland about 2 weeks ago. There's also one that was triggered in Nevada, and one that was triggered around the Yellowstone geysers. And we love to keep our eyes on Yellowstone right now. And we have one that struck at Yellowstone about 15 minutes ago as a 2.9, and that was 13 kilometers. So, everyone, if you're in any of these areas I mentioned, drop me a comment below. Let me know what's going on down there. Let me take you back to the USGS. These are all of the earthquakes that happened in the past hour, including the one in Alaska. There's several in California that have struck today following the Alaska earthquake, and also some over in Oklahoma that have struck But we're keeping our eye on Alaska right now. If you're in that area, if you're in any of these regions, if you're in Hawaii, if you're anywhere, let me know what's going on. Let me know if y'all are having a tsunami up that way. I'd love to hear from you. There's a possibility for more earthquakes hitting the San Andreas Fault throughout the remainder of the evening and into tomorrow because of this massive quake. I will do my best to update you on what's going on. So we are still having aftershocks in Alaska. There was a 3.6 in King Cove, 2.5 in Baker, California, 5.9 aftershock, Sandpoint, Alaska, 4.5 aftershock, Sandpoint, Alaska, 5.5 aftershock, Sandpoint, Alaska. So there's numerous aftershocks. It's like another earthquake swarm following this 7.5 over here in Sandpoint, Alaska. And if anything else happens, if anything else major happens, I'll do my best to keep you updated. Let's go over here back to the globe. That was that one in Baker, California. And I'm going to link my Westmoreland earthquake swarm in the comment section below as we follow the earthquake fault line all the way up here to... There's another earthquake. There's another aftershock in Alaska. All the way up here, we have another earthquake swarm coming in. Right up here in Alaska, Sandpoint, Alaska. The water is dropping in Alaska before the water comes in.
I'll see if I can get one of the other buoys back up that we had that triggered. And yeah, you can see it there, the buoy off of 46402. This is just to the south of the Dutch Harbor area. You can see that steep drop there right before, right when the earthquake happened, where the water depth for this buoy was right around 4,745 meters, and you could see it dropped almost 2.5 to 3 meters overall. So yeah, that significant drop there, very evident with that 7.5 earthquake that's happened just about now an hour ago.
So what are the other ones showing, mate?
The other buoys, we can go back to them as we go back over to the USGS map, and we have had a 4.1 and a 4.4 in and around that Sandpoint area. So now that makes 9 earthquakes in and around where that 7.5
9 earthquakes in 1 hour in Alaska. Wow.
Getting over to some of the other buoys, we'll take a look at some of those other buoy points. Buoy 46413, not really showing too much, but it is showing that it has been one of the 6 that has been triggered due to the tsunami action. You can see 46402, this is the one that's just south of Dutch Harbor there. Again, that very steep drop there from the earthquake there. Very similar drop to 46403, which is just to the southeast of Kodiak Island. This one just about as significant, almost a 3.5 meter drop with that earthquake, and then you can see on the very end there some of the spiking there. That is from the tsunami sensors being triggered on that buoy. Same with 4614. Again, that one's showing another 2.5 to 3 meter drop overall. Then moving further up the Gulf of Alaska, 46409. Again, showing that 3 to 3.5 meter drop in the waves, in the water depth in this area for due to that earthquake that has occurred. And lastly, 4610, showing almost the same, similar, almost 3.5, 4 meter drop before when the earthquake hit, and then all 6 of them now showing that tsunami sensor has been triggered for the Aleutian Trench area.
Tsunami warning.
And we do have someone asking, what's the female voice speaking earthquake info? That would be, I believe, the Force 13 earthquake stream bleeding in over into our live coverage. I believe David is still manning the earthquake stream. So,
yes, I've got it going on in the background view. So that's a new feature from Jason, our technical expert. He put together the interface and between Nathan and I, we're providing the continuous
Let me show you. All along this ridge down here are buoys, and they've been triggered. So there is a little possibility of a small tsunami in Alaska after this earthquake. Right along in here, right along in this fault right here. There are several earthquakes that are happening right now by the minute, by the second. If you're up there, let me know. But they're watching this fault line right here for the water to come in. Okay, and it looks like we have another earthquake swarm going on in Alaska this evening. Another 4.4 came in, followed by a 3.5 and a 3.6. There was a 2.5 in Baker, California. This is the aftershocks following the 7.9, which is a 5.9, 4.5, 5.5, 4.1, 3.6, 5.2, 5.7, 5.8. And there's that 7.5 with a tsunami warning in that area. And it looks like they're showing a little bit of a surge of water around the Alaska area. So keep me posted if you're in Alaska, or if you're in California, if you're anywhere in the world, let me know what's going on. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching.